Hey everyone, welcome back to more Flesh and Bad, and today I wanted to briefly go over a new Zen deck that I saw popping up in the Pro Quest I was watching. So this is a very interesting deck list, but before we get into it, I do want to show the video. So this is from the Las Vegas TK Boba and Creamery finals. So we had a player here, Wesley, playing against Brody Spurlock. And Wesley absolutely fucking annihilated Brody, which is very, very cool to watch. So I wanted to kind of share this deck list. It's a very cool deck. They also did a video on their channel kind of going over a lot of their choices. Pretty long video, like 20 minutes. I'd recommend giving it a watch if you like just hearing about like deck techs and stuff like that. It's a very, very good tech, and he goes into a lot of his choices here. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and just play his list as is. And let's briefly kind of talk about this list. So we are on 27 blues, which is a little bit on the lower end. But we do have E-strikes that kind of mitigate, some of that like kind of low resource count. I also, by the way, 27 blues is like totally fine. We do see also main board we have bittering and a very interesting include of Tiger Eye Reflexes, which is a very cool card. So this is a ninja pseudo D react basically. That creates a tiger for your next turn, which is very, very cool. So funny thing is this like plays around effects like CNC, so you stick in an arsenal and you can still block out like a CNC and get a tiger, which is very, very high value. We're also running like 100 Winds, Winds of Eternity, Biting Breeze. So these are just like your kind of like core. We got basically all 12 of our kind of core Transcend starters here, and then nothing crazy about our blues necessarily. And then what else? We also have Braid Angers, which are quite solid Mullen Keys. Kind of just the usual suspects here. I think we're at roughly 26 combo cards, 27 combo cards. For sideboard, we have Flick Flax, Immovable, Cosmic, two Snags, and Warmongers. So the Warmongers and Flick Flax, I think, are currently also in my list. And then Immovable and Cosmic are an interesting choice. Also two Snags for new. Yeah, I think this is a very solid list. We also see AB3, Needles. I think very, very solid. Also, no Arcane Lantern, which is very interesting. I definitely want to try out this kind of setup where we just run Needles into kind of all the wizards, ideally, just to try to force pressure. Very, very cool. We also have his maybe board here, again, with like Amulet of Echoes, Cosmics, Poison the Well, Snag, Weakest Link, and then some Spellfray stuff. So yeah, very, very good list. I think this is just a very tight, consistent list. I really want to try out the Tiger Eye Reflex. I've tested this card before, but wasn't super crazy about it. But maybe it'll kind of shine now that I'm taking a closer look at it. So yeah, hopefully you all enjoy, and we'll go ahead and get into the video. All right, it's playing against a Verdance. Do you think we generally want to go AB0 into Verdance, and then do we want anything else? I don't think so. It's probably fine. Tiger Eye Reflexes might not be amazing in Verdance, but we'll give it a shot. Again, depending on the Verdance, like if they're heavy arcane, which it looks like this might be, it might be correct to run at least one AB here, but don't think it's super necessary. We do get some Tiger Eye Reflex value here early on, which is quite good. I think my plan here is to block six, or block six here, and then oh, we have to. Oh, interesting. You can only ambush from Arsenal. I did not even know that. So we'll go ahead and block 9 here. We'll keep holding onto our blue just to see if we can find a Transcend card. But we do get a Tiger, basically Arsenal for next turn, which is quite cool. Okay, we have E-Strike, Biting Breeze, Winds of Eternity. So part of me just wants to try to cash in this Tiger, and then maybe we try to E-Strike into a random thing. So that means we're probably playing Biting Breeze out this turn. Yeah, I think that seems fine. We haven't transcended yet, so our arsenal, our random arsenal is actually quite good. I think getting the draw card value is also quite solid. Notably, they did set up a rampant growth on turn 0, so that's very, very scary, but I think we're going to just try to kill him before that happens, ideally. Alright, we'll come in the Biting Breeze for 2. Then we'll finish on E-Strike draw card. And just hope to cycle towards our Transcend. We find another Transcend starter, which is quite good. Alright, looks like they're keeping a 2-card hand with a Root Bound. Okay, so we're not at risk of Plow Under yet, which is good. Okay, we do find our Transcend card, which is very, very solid. We will need to probably pitch our Wind Chakra to Kakara, though. Yeah. Could also like Pathway Travel or Chase the Tail, but I don't think that's worth it. Then we're just gonna come with the stick here. I think if you're running around like 27 combo cards, Ancestral Harmony is more just a 3-block Transcend starter than anything. Like I don't think you're actively trying to hit with this card, although most of the time you're not even trying to actively hit with this card anyways, even if your combo count's quite high. Alright, we'll go ahead and path this. Gain our resource. And then I think we just do our Chase Aspect, right? Could also Arsenal Chase and then just send CNC. That might be worth it too. We'll just get a swipe here, honestly. Might be more efficient to send CNC on this turn, just because we're losing out on a little bit of like resource efficiency if we do it. Chase the tail. It looks like they got another root bound. That's fine. All right, so they're fourth of the way to decompose. We get our tiger, which is not going to matter here. Then we're just going to send CNC and hope to force them off of whatever they're trying to do to us next turn. Although our Transcend is now live. Okay, Seeds Tomorrow is not ideal if we're trying to pressure their arsenal. But again, we're not getting Plow under it, so I think we're not terribly upset about this. Alright, 2 Tiger Eyes is a little bit unfortunate here. I don't think this card is particularly shining against Verdance. Okay. So I think what we're doing here is probably just Kakara into CNC. Keep the Passover in hand. Oh, we can also use the Passover to banish the Rampant Growth if we really want to. I don't know if that's worth it at this point in the game. I feel like it might be worth it if we see them go for it, but otherwise, probably not. You also see them block with a Truce, which is quite interesting. All right, so they're back down to 1 card. And we weren't able to push any damage there, but it's kind of what we can. All right, this is a very good hand, though. Okay, so we do have a choice here. They could attempt to fizzle our Transcend card with the Passover. But maybe it's fine to just get them to pop their plume if they want to do that. I feel like we're okay if they want to do that. Like, it's obviously going to suck if they fizzle, but then they'll be forced to put their Rampant Growth in their hand. Alright, looks like they didn't want to do it, though, which is probably smart of them. We will go ahead and get our Aspect here. Seems fine. Do draw, go. Find a Bittering. It's probably our Arsenal target here. We'll play out the Wind Chakra now. Send them to the Kakara, and then do our Chase Aspect line, Arsenal Bittering. This is a very tanky Verdance build. All right, Stonewall is notably not going to work here. So this is the second person I think we've seen not know how to use Stonewall. That's okay. It is worded weird. Like, I don't blame people for not knowing how this card works. They are keeping 2 cards here. We have seen 1 Plow under, though. So maybe it's fine to keep an arsenal here. And then we get, as soon as they attack us for the first time, we do get our chi live. All right, felling is actually kind of good for us, I think. I think we're putting C and C on the bottom. Then what are we doing with this hand? We could also not get the chi, but we don't actually know when the next time they're going to attack us is. It's an interesting decision point. Seen one plow under, when arms touch. Feels like it's right to just block with Traverse here, but our hand's not amazing to use it, honestly. Maybe we'll just go ahead and catch our pause in, and then we can save Traverse for a better hand. Although, like, again, I don't know how often they're going to be attacking into us. I think we're just going to send 3 into 7 here, and then hope they don't have disruption. Could very well be real, though. But I don't think that the Chi was actually doing very much for that hand. Like, it still would have basically bricked up. Like, we would have used it for pitch, which is not ideal. Like, ideally, I think we want to be using it for Zen. All right, we find our CNC. But they find their CNC, rather. We do not find it. Can block a Saya and then, like, a 2-block from hand. That would set us up for a pretty good turn. I don't think that's terrible. We would lose out our resources in the late game, which is maybe fine. Yeah, I don't mind this. Block 6 here. Just keep up the pressure. So we didn't get punished for holding out our Traverse. I think it was kind of weak to use it there, but I'm glad we were able to eventually get it. So I think here we're getting Aspect, obviously, and then I guess Bittering is still just hanging out. Probably. We could also pop Pause, but I like to use it to unbrick, ideally. So maybe we'll just hang on to it for now. Feels a little bit weird to go off an Arsenal here, but I think it's fine. All right, so they're developing out their embodiment, which is a little bit unfortunate. So we might not leak a ton of damage here. But it should still be a decent chunk. Or at least we take them off cards. I get a Millennium Tree out of there. I'm honestly kind of fine to see that. All right. Well, we got their chest piece and their full hand out of them. But again, we really do need to push damage at some point. All right, this seems like a hand where we're just pitching and maybe arsenaling the Breed Anger or something. Not crazy about it, but it's okay. More reacts, Jesus. Okay. Looks like they're very intent on trying to block out everything we do here. All right, they are fully online for Decompose. It's definitely scary. All right, we see 2 blocks here. That's fine. We got an Arsenal or Breed Anger. All right, and they are still not putting up any pressure. It's kind of annoying, honestly. I think we're pitching the Tiger Eye Reflex here. We can't really transcend also, which is annoying. I think we're probably arsenaling the drop. Yeah, I don't think this is going particularly well for us. I think we are going to use our pouncing pasta and brick here as well. I'm not blocking at this point is a little bit scary. Maybe suggest that they have the other rampant growth handy. All right, blocking with an Aether Tide too is interesting. All right, if they attack us though, we do have the Transcendent Arsenal, and we find another one, which is quite good. All right, see 3 life being gained, 1 ping at us. I think that's okay. This is their first healing pot as well. So that maybe suggests that they have more healing pots in the deck, which maybe is good for us. Maybe means we can start chipping in some damage. All right, what's our combo count at? We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 9, 13, 14. We just pitched one, 15, 15-ish. So 27 in the deck, so 13. So this has a below average chance of hitting. I think we still just have to play it, right? Yeah. I don't think it's getting much better, obviously. Oh, we just hit off the top. Why am I so good at this game? Holy shit. All right. Do we have an aspect left in deck? That was the question. Yes, we do. This is also like a pre-recorded thing, by the way, if you're confused. So we will go ahead and activate Zen now, I guess. We need our Tiger at some point. I guess we could have waited a little bit, but it's probably fine. We'll do Kakara pitching Winds of Eternity. Can also transcend this as well. All right, developing out the second half of the bark skin. Definitely annoying. Is there a point to doing this? Like we could just put something on the bottom. Is that worth it? Maybe we just double like IP ourselves. But that also feels kind of bad. But, like this doesn't do anything right now. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we just hold back. Maybe we could have led on this and then try to filter the harmony for something better, but I guess I don't know. I guess it kind of worked out for us. Right, giving us an Aether Arc. They're still blocking. All right, we finally get them down to 10. But again, I double IPing ourselves kind of feels a little bit rough. All right, we do find a Sacred Art, and they're developing out another healing potion, which is definitely scary in terms of their reach. They still don't have a rampant growth set up yet, which I guess is good for us. So what's the play here? We pitch here, double transcend, Sacred Art, do something else. I think that seems fine. God, it just feels like we cannot get any damage in here. So in reaction, or we'll pass reacts. We will then play Rising Sun, drop, transcend, Rising Sun first, I guess. Find a Mauling. Maybe means we put Bittering Thorns at the bottom. I think so, right? Because we want an extra blue. Pass. Guess we Sacred Art now is fine. So we have another blue in hand, and then what are we getting off this? Let's find out. Probably another Breed Anger. So I don't think the Tiger Swipe is ever hitting, so maybe the Breed Anger is just fine here. At least that's my logic. Assuming they can't kill us on our turn right now, which they could very well do. Although, no, sorry, they need to go to their turn for the healing pots. Now they have to give us 2 cards here, which I think is pretty good in terms of keeping up the pressure. We might just barely get them here, but it feels quite close. And again, they do need to kill us on our turn if they want to do the full Aether Tide healing potion thing. So they have to give us 2 cards here. Take him down to 3, which is definitely within the kill range, but they have to have, like, I don't know if they have it here necessarily. It might be a decent bit of damage, but it's not going to be a ton. Like, I'm not even sure what they do off of 2 cards. Like Rampant Growth Mind Warp or something, but again, I don't know if that does it necessarily. Oh, they do have double Rampant Growth, okay. So I guess they can just pump the ping off Verdance. So how much is this coming in for? 6 plus 6, so 12, 13. Okay, it's not bad. Definitely not bad. We will just levels Transcend though. Activate Zen and finally get what? We can get spinning here just for damage efficiency if we want. If we draw blue, we can Kakara. Well, if we draw anything, we can actually Kakara. So maybe we just get a 0 cost in that case. Maybe seems fine. Do draw go. Alright, find a Chi. Send in 2. Guess we send the 4 now. So we get the ping for 1. Tiger will come in for 2. And then finally this comes in for 5. Should take another card out of their hand. Both cards out of their hand. Alright, we're almost there. It's taken 20 years, but we might just get there. Alright, and this is a really good hand to draw off the top. I don't know if I played this wrong or if this is just like the tankiest Verdance list of all time, but looks like we finally get there in the end. Good game. That's kind of why I run no AB into Verdance, just because like they can just basically do that and then like they can like block out every turn and they never send AB. It's like, what are you getting out of your equipment? You know what I mean? Like Traverse and Pouncing Paws actually probably saved us that game more than AB would have. But yeah, Verdance is like a very tough matchup, especially if they're on like this very weird fatigue Verdance almost. It was very interesting. Cool. Well, yeah, I think we'll get into another game. All right, we got an Aurora. I mean, so the author actually has matchup guides for this, so I'm just going to use theirs. And actually, it looks like they're on Bittering the main. Ooh, that's spicy. I normally run Flick Clack into Aurora, but that might be wrong. Let's give it a shot, though. Again, I think the author also said they're running... Oh, they are running 1AB into Aurora. Interesting. I might need to rewatch that video one more time, because I thought I heard them say that there was no AB at some point, but I could be mistaken. Let's see, so... Could honestly just not give them filtering here. Seems kind of okay. Yeah, I'm fine. We'll just arsenal our levels and then got a bunch of 3 blocks in hand in case they do something. We do find a preserve, which is quite nice. Take 1 here. Burn up shock is fine. Do a fry. We will... Okay, looks like they want to do. Okay, second strike first, sure. So we know they have a fry now, which incentivizes me to block it out because we know that's not coming in for 4. So we'll go ahead and use our pause here to soak up 4 damage. I think it's worth. Block another 3. Yeah, I think it's pretty reasonable block here. Alright, they finished on Lightning Surge, so they will probably have to go ahead and get this through. Which is a little unfortunate. Again, I'm not giving up armor here. But that's okay. So go down to 39, or go down to 31 rather. Then we could either use levels or we could just win Chakra Preserve. If we win Chakra Preserve, we're dealing 9, whereas with the levels, we're dealing 3. It's kind of the same, but not really. I think I'm gonna hold on. I don't know why, but I feel like it's better to not use the levels here and just use the Wind Chakra because we're like, it's like weird what we're gonna be able to draw off the top. So we'll preserve our Maulin Key back in the deck. I think it's fine. Again, CNC's not doing a ton in this matchup. Then we'll go ahead and get our Maulin Key. I don't think we want to start using our needles this early. Ideally, we want to try to use them once they're off, like once it's a little bit further in the game and starts getting a little scarier. Right, we know they have a Lightning Surge in hand. Good information. Blocking with the Gauntlet Flash is also probably good for us. Alright, we find another levels. So I think we're almost certainly just blocking Traverse here because we have 2 levels. Yeah, there's no way we're not doing that. Get our chi, our deck is shuffled. We have exactly 1 card. We have 2 combo cards out of the deck. So that puts us as 25, which is a roughly 50-50 shot off Harmony. So it probably means we play this first, right? We are also guaranteed at least +2 off of it. So we'll give it a start. All right, we hit our 50-50 and then levels, pitch. So we hit 100 wins off the top. We could get another 100 wins. We could also get Chase. If we get Chase, though, we have to use our Pouncing Paws, which I'm not in love with. Could also just get 100 wins. We are also drawing a random card. I think the 100 wins is probably the safest bet here. Do draw go. Find a Wind Chakra. Okay, so it's not incredibly useful right now. Well, then we can actually end on a levels if we want to. So let's start with the Breed Anger line first, I guess, right? Because we can play at any point this turn. So it doesn't really matter when we play this. So play it now. And the reason I'm doing this is because it eats up a resource. So I think now is a good time to use Needle because it actually buffs our levels. Just because we're using up that 1 extra resource. All right, they give us an E-Strike here, which is pretty good. I don't think we're going to give them the other Needle this turn. We'll go ahead and get all 3 modes on levels, which is quite nice. And we find a spinning off the top, which is also excellent. Then we'll do spinning, 100 wins, blah, blah, blah. I don't think the Tiger's doing anything this turn. Probably not. Depends what they give us in terms of blocks, so maybe even another needle is okay, but I'm not necessarily crazy about using it here. I think we could have gotten a little bit more damage if we get something random off, or get something a little bit better off the Zen ability, but I don't think this is bad. I was also not really considering making a Zen state this turn. I don't think we really had an opportunity to, right? We just blocked Traverse, basically. Yeah. Oh, they are going to give us some cards here. Okay, interesting. With an Aurora on this low of like cards, I'm not going to give them another needle. Although now they just gave us a needle for free. So I guess we will go ahead and get our needle value now. Again, the only... okay, looks like they wanted to do. Alright, they give us the Greaves. So we know they have a Static Shock in hand, so we're not going to give the needle here. Again, if they want to send 4 damage at us, I think we're okay with that. Okay, this is a little bit of a brick. Alright, Gone with Flash plus a Static Shock. Do we care? Not really, but our hand's not amazing. Oh, we could Winds of Eternity into Homage and then Transcend, make a Zen state. That's kind of cute. I don't mind that, actually. What if we just block 3 here? Although, wait, we do have a Static... I guess we're not blocking the Static Shock anyways. To me, this is fine. And then, assuming that they're not going to block 2 damage, like, we're basically forcing them to play a 4-card hand through a Zen state. Yeah, I think this is fine. Take an extra 1 here. Then we get set up a 5-card hand to hopefully kind of pressure them. They might honestly block here. Okay. Looks like we got our Zen state set up. We are in AB1, which is interesting. I think you're probably not supposed to be doing this, but again, I'm trusting an author's sideboard guide over mine, just base instinct. All right, starting with the Sizzle, so it looks like they are going to get around a little bit of our Zen state here. Do have the Tiger Eye Reflex, though, which is pretty good. Though we might want to save that for a breakpoint, honestly, so I think we're not going to block this. We'll save this for, like, Snatch, which is probably going to be pretty good here. Assuming they have it, for, like, a second strike or something. They could just end the turn and make an embodiment here. If they play out another, if they play out like a Snatch, I think we're incentivized to block. Well, it's kind of tough here. Maybe we're just supposed to take this and not risk it. We can always put the Tiger Eye Reflex in Arsenal too, so it's not like this is just like a dead block card in our hand. Alright, looks like they're not going to play anything else out this turn. Probably makes sense. Alright, we'll go ahead and start with the Biting Breeze into drop. I also don't like giving Needle on the Zen State turns typically. We will go ahead and just do our Chase Aspect thing here. Which they might just block out into, but at least that gives us tempo. And I think we're pitching our Wind of Eternity here. Could be a little bit awkward if we if they just don't attack into us and we have this in Arsenal. Kills a little bit of our pressure, but I think it's probably worth it. Though it looks like they're going to use up their crown here. A blink. Or maybe they wanted to, yeah, probably wanted to sink the blink. Play our Aspect, and then finish on Tiger for 3. Yeah, the AB has not felt particularly impactful here. It might just be an error in the sideboard. Maybe this is intended. I'm not sure. Sigil Suffering, funny enough, will not deal any damage here. Alright, it looks like they still have to play out 3 cards through his end state, so I'm pretty happy with that, honestly. Go ahead and Arsenal, Tiger Reflex, and then draw this hand, which is not crazy, but we can... Actually, it's pretty good with the Tiger Reflex here. Yeah, it's not bad. I think we will just go ahead and use it now. I'm worried about them like making another embodiment pass and then just like arsenaling, so maybe we are supposed to just use this. Alright, looks like they somersault, which is fine. Just want to deny the CLV trigger if they have it. Another surge is fine. We'll go ahead and take 3 here. Alright, they did have the CLV. So, played her on the first one at least. And I don't think it was super necessary to play her on the second one. Because it looks like it just gave them an embodiment, basically. Although they do get to keep it around, so maybe that's pretty good. We have a pretty good turn lined up next turn, though. So we'll go ahead and start with the Tiger. See what they do. Then we'll send 7 into Tiger Swipe, into 100 Winds, into Needle, most likely. This is also why I wanted to have been saving the Pouncing Paws. We've missed a lot of value off of our Shuko, though, notably this game. Should at least strip like 1 or 2 cards out of their hand, though. I think if we do end up stripping a card out of their hand, I don't know if we want to Needle. I think we want to try to save it for the turn that we know we can kill. Alright, give me 1 more card. So here they actually don't need to give us a card, so maybe that's actually a good opportunity to Needle. It also like takes a little bit of the wind out of their CLV if they want to try to develop it out. Yeah, I think that's probably fine to use Needle there. Because they could have also just like not taken it, basically. Alright, Flittering for 7. With Go again. I think we're saying no blocks here and just sending the hand and then hope we don't get punched too bad for it. I don't think we will. Like, they can draw another, like, 0 for 4 off the top, but that still doesn't kill us. It could even be, like, a 0 for 5, like Static Shock or something, but I don't think that kills either. Pry is fine. So we take him down to 3. We still have a CLV, or they have a CLV that's going away. And then we'll go ahead and start out our Bittering Thorns here. We're also kind of lucky that we drew the Chi, if I'm being honest. Alright, they give us 2/2 blocks, which is fantastic. Maybe means their hand isn't amazing. Then we'll go ahead and get our Mauling here, and then send Tiger Swipe 5. Should get the job done. Cool. Yeah, this is a pretty sweet list. Yeah, so to wrap it up, I really do like this list. The Tiger Eye reflexes have actually been kind of cool when I've been trying out the list. Again, go over and check out Wesley's channel. I think they're the Rare Hunter on YouTube, so pretty good channel. I really like the deck tech that they did. It's really cool that they breed Brody at a PQ. Again, my win rate into Brody is currently 0-2, so anyone who can beat Brody, I think, has earned your respect, obviously. And yeah, this is a really solid list. I might honestly give Tiger Eye Reflex a shot in my current list. Again, I think it's pretty cool. And it being yellow is also kind of interesting. It's a little bit like flexible. It's almost like a half blue, like basically almost at 30 blues in this list with the E-strikes and stuff. Yeah, but really cool list. Obviously solid performance, and definitely looking to try out this list a little bit more. Yep, but thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.